Today, Precarious plays Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. I wish power bombs were more complicated to use.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I wish that they had a very profound effect on bosses in exchange. Because I think in a lot of Metroid titles, I think power bombs don't do anything to bosses.
I can't say I remember trying that. Why is this not working?
Because there we go, the missile button. I couldn't remember what button you were supposed to press to use them.
Mm-hmm.
That was all on me.
Your energy is going down a bit more than I'm used to seeing. That is one thing, again, even well into this game, I don't feel like Samus is in a lot of danger.
Yeah.
This feels more like a puzzle.
Do I want to go up here and see what that leads to? Or do I want to just go straight back? Either way, I'm pretty sure that I have to go through a portal to get out.
Mm-hmm.
So let's start with that. Is there one? There's one up there. Can I make it to it? Or is that a dud?
Eh?
Yeah.
This is exactly the enemy that I was thinking of in the worms and bugs situation.
That's a plant again.
Look, if a plant is going to act like a worm, then I'm going to call it a worm. For the purposes of your bizarre cartoon chicken analogy. Okay? Don't argue with me about reality when we've abandoned it like 3 states back.
Maybe I don't like video games anymore.
Oh my goodness. You are so salty.
No, like
I
here,
could put you on potato chips.
the problem is that I'm thinking about, like, I saw, okay, hold on, let me take a second to clear my mind so I'm not just rambling, right?
Okay.
I watched the most recent Nintendo Direct, and quite commonly I will skip ahead if something isn't interesting me, right?
Uh-huh.
And I found myself surfing through that video at an alarming clip. I skipped a lot of what was presented, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so if you were to ask me, like, hey, Rosma, what's your game of the year for 2022? Right now, it would not be, it would be, what's a game that I play this? Like, it would be Advance Wars Days of Ruin, because it's just the best game that I've played this year.
Yeah.
Without any regard, like I am more resistant to like a recency bias than a lot of people, right?
Yeah, and become less and less. You become more and more resistant to a recency bias. Like, the more time passes.
What do you mean?
I mean, I think that you have gotten fatigued with waiting for the new thing to be the better thing so much that every year that things advance and you're like, okay, but that's not better. Almost not ever better. That's heartbreaking.
Well, so here's the thing, right? It's like any year that I replay Shadow of the Colossus,
Yeah.
my game of the year
Is Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah, because who's gonna outdo Shadow of the Colossus?
What about...
I'm not even really looking for that though.
Yeah.
Like I'm not that much of a curmudgeon where it's like, yeah, you need to exceed the quality of an all-time great
to be worth engaging with at all.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, the new Pokemon game looks confused and looks not the best. I'm disappointed because I liked Legends quite a lot. But it looks like they are walking back some of the changes, some of the things that they thought of for that game.
Yeah.
The new structure seems cool. I like the idea of like multiple parallel progression tracks. I like it hypothetically, but I think in practice it's just going to lead to a scenario where you just sort of end up doing all of them anyway. In that regard, in that field specifically, it's actually pretty easy to make me happy though. All they have to do is very strongly, they have to just throw the credits in your face after you complete any one of them. Like there were games that I was looking forward to that I'm more nervous about than anything. The anxiety has started to overwhelm the positive anticipation. Like Metroid Prime 4. I was excited about Metroid Prime 4 for a while. I was actually, I took it as a really good sign whenever they were like, no, we weren't happy with the way it was turning out, so we're starting it over again, and now Retro is going to be doing it instead of whatever team they had working on it before, you know? I was really excited about what is now called Tears of the Kingdom. But the reason why I was excited about Breath of the Wild 2, right?
Yeah.
The reason why I was excited about it then is because the last time Nintendo recycled an existing Zelda engine and recycled a lot of assets, they made my favorite 3D Zelda game ever. You know, they made, that's the recipe that led to Majora's Mask. And I was like, ooh, this initial trailer, it's got like a darker tone. It looks like they're just gonna be reworking things, you know, instead of making all new stuff. So they'll be able to save on development. So stakes will feel lower, so they'll be more experimental. But now that they've spent so much time working on it, I don't know, maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised. Maybe the game is just gonna be ginormous.
Yeah.
But I'm worried that it's gonna end up being really safe.
Yeah.
In a way that I was hoping that they were going to get away from that.
I'm pretty exhausted by the larger maps or better maps trend.
What do you mean?
I mean, like, everywhere, like, not everywhere, but a lot of games that everyone is like, oh, this is the new big game. They have been making the maps just big. Really big.
Yeah, it is
but not necessarily good.
It is an incredibly damaging trend that I wish that the like AAA.
I would rather hang out in Stardew Valley, which is a tiny town that you can walk end to end in less than a day forever, in comparison to some of these. In comparison to Breath of the Wild, which, like, you can't, and I'm talking about the game's time scale, by the way. Within the game's time scale, like, if you're gonna go from one end to the other of the Breath of the Wild map, like, that's gonna take you some days in game.
Yeah.
I mean,
actually, you can cross the entire. There are some time trial style challenges in Breath of the Wild.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not getting distracted by all of the little outposts and things, you can cross the entire Breath of the Wild map fairly expediently. Like, you have to if you want to finish that race. You know? I
guess, but I don't.
But I understand your point
at all.
Right? It's definitely like it's a challenge.
They want you to get lost.
Yeah, they want you to engage with all of the little outposts and stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, I appreciate that idea, but only to a point. You know?
Yeah, I think that Breath of the Wild's map is pointlessly large.
And when you say that you think that,
or well, I know what the point is. I know why it's that big. I just don't agree with it.
Yeah, like, I like the idea. But how though?
That did not look like a dangerous object.
Yeah. Well, anyways, but it sounds romantic to have a big place that you can get literally lost in.
Yeah.
It sounds great, but I feel like we have played it enough sandboxes over the generations to understand that, like, yeah, sometimes you do want a big expanse, but really?
The hell?
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
It does not look like a dangerous. The first time that hit me, I thought that it did like a little damage, and I panicked and I let off of the spider ball button. But no, I guess if that thing taps you, you really do just get ejected.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me think about how to do this. Okay, between episodes.
All right.
I'll do it in between episodes with the benefit of a pure, calm attitude, a clarity of purpose, no time pressure, absolute focus.